All right, so today we're going to crack open the personal study guide of a student who absolutely crushed the NMAT, scoring in the 95th percentile. We're going to break down her exact strategy step by step so you can do it too. So let's be real for a second. Are you looking at all that review material, that mountain of books and notes, and feeling just completely overwhelmed? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It's a huge exam. But trust me, breaking it down is the secret. And this is our guide, G. Alvaroa. Get this, she took just 1 month of really focused studying and turned it into a 95th percentile score. That's what got her in the med school. And her biggest message is right there on the screen. If she did it, you can too. So let's see how. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the actual day of the exam. Because success isn't just about what's in your head. It's about being prepared for what is, let's face it, a marathon. You know, what's great about this advice is just how real it is. A jacket, because those testing rooms can turn into an icebox. A good meal, you don't want your stomach growling louder than your thoughts for 3 hours straight. And having extra erasers and a bunch of sharp pencils means you're not wasting a single precious second on logistics. It's these little things that really add up. And here it is, the one thing she practically screams from the page. Bring a watch. Why? Because you absolutely cannot assume the testing center will have a clock you can see. Time management is everything, especially in that first part of the test. A simple dumb watch could honestly be the most important tool you bring. Okay, so supplies are packed, but what about your mental game? If you start to feel the panic setting in, just stop. Take a deep breath. It works. If you hit a question that makes your brain freeze up, just mark it and move on. Your biggest enemy is wasted time. And hey, remember to be kind to the people around you. You're all in this together, and a little bit of good energy goes a long way. All right, you ready? We're about to do a super fast, rapid-fire blitz through some of the high-yield science topics from the guide. Now, this isn't everything, obviously, but it's a great taste of the core stuff you absolutely have to know. Let's kick it off with Biology 101, eukaryotic versus prokaryotic cells. If you remember one single thing from this slide, make it this: the nucleus. Eukaryotic cells, the kind that make up you, me, and plants, have a true nucleus. Prokaryotic cells, like bacteria, they don't. That one difference is the key to so many other concepts on this exam. Next up, mitosis. This is how most of your body cells make copies of themselves. The key phrase to lock into your brain is no genetic change. You start with one cell and you end with 2 perfect, identical copies. And yeah, you're definitely going to want to know the order of those steps: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Now, this is a perfect example of a biological chain reaction. It's a sequence. One step triggers the next, which triggers the next. It all starts when platelets rupture, and it ends when you have a stable clot. You need to know this order cold. Veins versus arteries, a classic mix-up. Here's the absolute simplest way to keep it straight. Arteries carry blood away from the heart, A for away. Veins carry it back toward the heart. The only little twist is with the pulmonary artery and vein, so make sure you review how they're different. Okay, let's zoom out from big body systems and into the tiny chemical reactions that run everything. Think of it like a hill. In an endothermic reaction, you have to push a boulder up the hill. It absorbs energy to get to the end. In an exothermic reaction, the boulder rolls down the hill, releasing a bunch of energy, usually as heat. Okay, some things in the guide are suggestions. This is a command. Memorize it. PV equals nRT, the ideal gas law. This formula is going to be your best friend in so many chemistry and physics problems. So, make flashcards, write it on your mirror, whatever it takes. Just get it locked in. So, knowing how molecules stick together is pretty fundamental. Think of this list as a power ranking. At the very top, you've got covalent bonds. They're the strongest because atoms are literally sharing electrons. All the way down at the bottom are the super weak temporary London dispersion forces. Knowing this order helps you predict how pretty much everything behaves. All right, time for a little physics thought experiment. Imagine water is flowing through a pipe, and that pipe suddenly gets a lot narrower. What happens to the water? Does it slow down or does it speed up? Think about it for a sec. And the answer is, it speeds up. This is all thanks to Bernoulli's principle, which is summed up perfectly in this little equation. Basically, the area of the pipe times the velocity of the fluid has to stay constant. So if you make the area smaller, the velocity has to get bigger to keep things balanced. Simple as that. So, we've covered the game day plan. We've blitzed through some high-yield science. For this last section, let's just slow things down a bit. Let's talk about the bigger picture, the mindset you need, not just for this one test, but for the entire journey ahead. This quote, which Alvaro shares from one of her mentors, is, "Man, it's powerful. The NMAT is just one hurdle. Medical school will be full of them. But the point is, it's the resilience, the simple act of not quitting when things get brutally tough. That's what's actually going to make you a great doctor." And really, this is the core message of the entire guide. It's a direct piece of encouragement from somebody who has been exactly where you are right now. This thing is doable. Your hard work will pay off. And you are absolutely not going through this alone. We'll end with this. It's the author's personal sign-off, a source of strength she includes on every single page of her notes. And whatever your own source of strength is, hold on to it. Because this whole journey, it isn't just a test of what you know. It's a test of what you're made of. And if this guide proves anything, it's that you've got this.